Hey guys, welcome back to my channel again. My name is Arsalan and today we are on day 47th of solving the object-oriented programming system questions with the help of Python. So I have prepared you another question based on hybrid inheritance. Just before starting with this tutorial, let me give you a very brief introduction of what this playlist is all about. So in this playlist, we have been solving questions based on object oriented programming, and we started from a very basic question, very basic idea, very basic concept of object oriented. We did a very basic questions, and then we move on to day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, and so on and so forth. And then we came up on to day 47 where we are solving question based on hybrid inheritance. So just before starting with this question, please do subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, press the bell icon button, and bookmark the playlist so that you can get the updates from the channel. So we have already done question based on hybrid inheritance. We are doing more question on it. So I hope that you have some idea, some basic idea about hybrid inheritance, and you can also solve it on your own. So I have prepared your question, and I assume that you will be able to solve this question on your own. So let's take read on this question on your own, and then after this you can try solving this question. And if you are unable to solve this question, then of course you can follow my method to solve this question. So let's start this tutorial. So first of all, we will be creating a parent class. So now let's read out the question. Create a class called vehicle with an attribute color. Implement a method called display color that prints out the color of the vehicle. So you might be wondering that we already done a question based on vehicle last class, but that was a very easy question. This question is very different from the one which we did yesterday. So guys, on day 46 we did a question with the same class vehicle, and we are doing on day 47th also with the same class vehicle, but this question is a trickier one than the last one we did. So let's start this tutorial. So first of all, we have to create a class called vehicle, class vehicle, and VEHICLE vehicle, and we have to give some instance attribute here. So let's see what instance attribute we have to give. So we have to give an instance attribute color, implement a method called display color that prints out the color of the vehicle. So simply we have to give one instance attribute, that is color, and then I have to write it like this first of all, and then also I have to create a method called display color. So I will be creating a method display color in which I will be printing the color of the vehicle. So simply I will be writing color and something like self dot color. So something like this I will be doing. So I have created my first paragraph. So I have just answered my first paragraph. Now let's move on to second paragraph. Create two child classes. Create two child classes called car and motorcycle, both inheriting from the vehicle class. So let's do this as well. So let's create a class called motorcycle. Uh, let's first of all write it. It's a comment here that it's a child class, and what was the name of the classes was car and motorcycle. So first of all we will be writing car, class car, and since it's a child class we will be closing it by parenthesis, and inside those parentheses we will be writing the name of the parent class. So the name of the parent class is vehicle, and then we will be just passing this for now, and then we will be creating another method, uh, another class called motorcycle, and since it's a child class again, so we will be closing it by parenthesis again, and we will be writing the name of the parent class again, and we will be passing this again. So after this we are done with our second paragraph 2. Now let's move on to paragraph 3. For the car class, add an additional attribute called num doors to represent the number of doors of the class. Implement a method called display doors that prints out the number of doors. So we'll be introducing an additional attribute definite, and after this I will be writing here what attribute we have to introduce, number of doors. So num doors we will be writing here. So num doors, and guys I will be telling you that we will be not using super init function anymore in this hybrid, and reason being I will be telling you with uh, some example. While first of all I will run this code and then I will show you an error, then I will be just removing this and show you that why it was showing an error, and then we can just rectify those error and then we can work on that. So first of all let's keep it like this for now. In future we will be doing it. So num doors self dot, so self dot num doors is equals to num doors. All right, so I have we have to introduce an additional attribute called num doors, and then we have to create a method called, implement a method called display door that prints out the number of doors. So simply I will be writing a method here, def display doors, and in this method I will be printing number of doors. So I will be writing simply f string with double quotes, and then I will be writing number of doors and putting a colon here and writing curly braces, and inside of curly braces I will be writing self dot num doors. Alright guys, so I have created a child class according to the question, and I am done with my child class car. My which paragraph we are done with? We are done with third paragraph too. Now let's focus on fourth paragraph. So it's the same method we will be doing which we have done. So same steps we will be following here, and I will be writing one more attribute here, num wheels, and I will be writing self dot num wheels is equals to num wheels. So we have to also implement a method to represent the number of wheels of motorcycle. Implement a method called num wheels that prints out the number of wheels. So let's do that as well. Let's create a method called display wheels that will be printing out the number of wheels. So I will be printing this, and I will be seeing an f string here. I will be writing an f string here, and closing I will be just writing double quotes here, and then I will be writing number of wheels, and then I will be writing a curly brace, and inside those curly braces I will be writing the self dot num wheels variable, and I have put this argument here. Now I have created two methods, one for car method and one for motorcycle method, and I have also created one method in our parent class that was vehicle. Now the trickier part comes. Now the grandchild class we have to create called a hybrid car. Now this is where our hybrid inheritance comes. All right. So till now what we did was uh, what we did was simply our hierarchical inheritance and normal inheritance we already did in our previous tutorials, but this time what we will be doing, so now what we will be doing, now we will be just applying the logic of hybrid inheritance. So now we have to create a grandchild. So grandchild name is hybrid car. So hybrid car, I suppose, yes, hybrid car is the uh, name of the grandchild. So we will be creating a grandchild, and with an additional attribute fuel type to represent the fuel type of the hybrid car, implement a method called display fuel type that prints out the fuel type. All right, so let's do this as well. So create a class called hybrid car that will be inheriting uh, for hybrid card. Add an additional attribute. First of all, it will be inheriting from uh, both the parent class. So its parent class is hybrid class. Parent class is what? Their parent class is car and motorcycle. Motorcycle. They are our parents. So these are the parent class of hybrid car. So these two are the car and motorcycle are the parent class of hybrid car. So we will be just writing class hybrid car, and then inside those parentheses we will be writing the name of the classes it will be inheriting from. So we will be writing first of all car, and then we will be writing motorcycle. So now this is multiple inheritance, where we are just inheriting from two different classes. So this is a type of multiple inheritance, and previously we did what we did was not a multiple inheritance, uh, it was a hierarchical inheritance. So as you can see that it's a mixture of inheritances. So that is called hybrid inheritance, where there are multiple type of inheritance. So now we have to create a method called def init. In this def init, we will be just introducing an additional attribute that is uh, fuel type. So we will be introducing an additional attribute called fuel type here, and we will be writing self dot fuel type is equals to fuel type, and then we will be creating a method called display fuel type. So I will be just copying this display fuel type and pasting it down here and writing self here, and after this I will be just saying print f string double quotes and writing fuel type with a colon here, and then writing curly braces, and inside those curly braces I will be writing self dot fuel type. Alright guys, now I have created a method that will be representing the fuel type as well. So each individual class, as you can see, have each individual methods. Now as in the last paragraph it says that create instance of the car, motorcycle and hybrid classes with specific values for attributes called the respective methods to display the color, number of doors, number of wheels and fuel types of the hybrid car. Alright, so first of all we have to create an instance for car, then we have to create an instance for motorcycle, then we have to create instance for hybrid car. So we will be creating three instances. So let's first of all create an instance for car, then create, let's just copy it thrice. For this I just use shift alt arrow key down, that will be just copying the whole code down. Now create an instance for car, then I will be just replacing it by motorcycle, and then replacing this car with hybrid car. Now let's create an instance. Let's say a car is equals to car, and it will be taking how many variables? It will be taking two variables it will be taking. So two parameters. So let's say first of all it will be taking color. So let's say red is the color, and the number of what next variable it takes is number of doors. So let's say it has 4 doors, or let's say 5 doors it has. So I can simply write a car dot display display doors and close it by parenthesis and run the code. Now it is printing number of doors 5, and let's create a motorcycle is equals to or you can just write x motorcycle, and you can write motorcycle. Let's take input. Let's say it has input as color as blue, or let's say it's black, and then it has number of tires. So I hope number of wheels, let's say it has 2 wheels. So I will be simply writing x motorcycle dot num wheels and close it by parenthesis and run it again. So now you see that I am getting int object is not callable error. So let's see what it is mean by it. What does it mean by it? So int object is not callable. Uh, So what I did is here I just put the parenthesis here. I will be removing parenthesis and I will be calling the display wheels instead of number of wheels, because it was an attribute and this is a method, so we cannot do it like that. So it should run fine now. So as you can see, number of wheels 2 and number of doors 5. So let's create an instance lastly for our hybrid. So let's say uh, x y z is equals to hybrid car and its color is. So now as you can see, hybrid takes 3 attributes, right? So first of all it takes color, then it takes number of door, then it takes fuel type. So we will be putting number first of all color. So let's say blue is the color, uh, blue blue is the color. Then we have number of doors, so let's say it has 4 doors. And then fuel type, it's let's say it's petrol. And I will be saying xyz dot display fuel type, and it will be printing me a fuel type. All right, so petrol, it is showing me petrol value. All right, so this was all in the question, guys. In the upcoming tutorial, I will be explaining it to you that why we will not using superinit function and why we will be using the class directly. So right now it does not require to use, means it's working fine. It does not require it. So we will be not using it directly until it's required. So when it will be required, we will be just doing it. When it's not required, we will be not doing it. So I will be telling you when it will be required in the upcoming tutorial. So this question is done. As you can see that we can call each individual method. It is everything is working fine. And when the abnormality, the ambiguity will come, I will be telling you, and I will be just telling you how can we solve it and how we will be tackling it. So I hope that you were able to solve this question on your own first, then you were able to just follow my tutorial as well. Thank you guys. If you like this tutorial, please do subscribe to the channel and see you next time.